deck.
Bathroom break. Although I don't think I need a break yet.
I'm gonna pee just as a preemptive pee.
You're gonna break the seal when you don't have to?
I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. Hello and welcome to the Game Brew Podcast, episode 33. I am your Green Ranger, Ian Richard, and I am joined by Zordon, Chris Wrights.
That's me.
Rita
Well, you don't need teenagers with attitude.
Rita Repulsa, Will Shell.
Who is that? I couldn't be like the
What?
Black
That's the main
Ranger?
antagonist.
And Alpha 5, Dan Rotz.
Ay.
Nailed it, Dan. Good work. Today, on the first half of the show, we're going to talk through all the crazy stuff that happened at E3. And in the second half, we'll talk about our E3 highs and lows. But first, it's time for a beer. Chris, what are we drinking this week?
Bunch of clown shoes.
A bunch of
Not
clowns.
like out of clown shoes. That'd be disgusting.
Also very literal if we did.
I think we made this exact same joke the last time we drank cloud shoes.
Yeah, so we did drink clown shoes a couple episodes ago. It was
Episode like
about 20 episodes ago, maybe 15, 20 episodes. It was
It's
a while.
been a while
It was a
ago.
while.
Guys,
Been a while.
look at that pour.
since
Look how
I could.
it's just
The
right up
perfect
to the
pour.
top.
So we each grabbed kind of a different beer. I picked the Mango American Kolsch. It doesn't have a fun name. It's just the Mango American Kolsch. But the O does have two of those German dots above it.
Show us that art, man. The art for these things is half the fun.
See those? What are the umlauts? Is that what they're called?
Umlaut, yes.
Yeah, umlauts. It's a Kolsch. It's
Yes.
a Kolsch.
Kirsch.
It's really good. I really like it. It's a very crisp, kind of very drinkable summer beer. Really like it.
Ooh, boy. That is good. I am drinking the Clown Shoes Breakfast Exorcism.
Yes.
Imperial
That's an awesome
Coffee
name.
Stout. It is an awesome
There's
name.
a clown
And
shoes
it-
called
way cooler.
Breakfast Exorcism?
Yeah, it's basically like they on the back it has a description. We don't know what's up with all of these demons showing up in front of Sunset Grill, but we are happy to help exorcise each and every spawn of hell. It's basically it's aged 100% in bourbon barrels, so there's no they don't switch it out at any point from those bourbon barrels, and then they add Kala Deva Rapura. Espresso from Barrington Coffee Roasting Company. So it's got it's an imperial stout, so it's an 11% beer. So Dan's gonna get real
That's
fun
a
later.
potable.
Yeah.
How is it
And,
compared to Dogfish Head's breakfast beer for breakfast?
This is definitely more coffee-y.
Yeah.
Like I can taste the espresso beans in it whenever I'm drinking it.
Okay.
And that's a good thing to me. I'll be up forever, but I'll also be drunk for a while.
It's like the beer version of vodka and Red Bull.
That's right.
Red Bull vodkas. I'm like a broy. You know who likes Red Bull vodkas?
Oh, no. I know who, but
It's
I
too
don't want
early.
to say
It's
it.
too early.
It's too soon.
You know, I'm not going to bring it up. He'll stop by later.
Okay.
He's
So I am also drinking a stout brewed by Clown Shoes that is incredibly good. This one is the Undead Party Crasher, which also has some really cool flavor text. I'll read it. In a world of uncertainty, hardship, and people trying to hold us back, do we need the undead and trademark attorneys too? Clown Shoes says, no, die, monsters, die. So I guess they must have originally named this after something else. I have no idea. There must be a story behind that. But the art for it is really cool. If you go on their website and look it up, there's like a vampire hunter murdering a werewolf at a party. It's pretty great.
Classic.
The beer itself is 10.5% alcohol by volume.
Ooh, I win.
Dark malts, a little bit of holy water, and malt smoked with hickory and ash. And I gotta say, it is incredibly pleasant.
Yeah.
But like the tree, ash.
Does it also taste faintly of pickles, Ian?
You know, I was going to ask that too. I'm glad
No
you
hint
brought
of
it up.
pickle, but It does come across very honey flavored on the front, which is not necessarily an ingredient that I see, but it's really like it's a sweet stout, and I'm digging it. Will, what do you got?
I have the Clown Shoes Space Cake Double IPA.
Nice.
Twice as nice. It neither tastes like space nor cake, and the label really upsets me because, and I'll get to serious things in a minute, but this label upsets me because it has cupcakes on it that are decorated like spaceships.
Cupcakes.
And it's a space cupcake. It's
it bothers you because it's well, cupcakes are just cakes that are smaller. It's not.
Yeah,
they're a varietal of cake.
I know, but no. Around here, I can only get it in this gigantic ass like $7.50 bottle. So the bottle's huge, and it's just like this hypocrisy of it's this huge bottle and it's labeled cake, but you give me cupcakes. It's ridiculous, but it's good. I mean, you know how I am about IPAs.
It's like a book.
Wait, how are you about IPAs?
IPAs really, they don't sit well with me. They really upset my stomach.
I remember that.
But this one's fairly smooth for an IPA, to be honest. It's got a little bite, but it's not.
Okay, it's not harsh bitter. Awesome, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a ton to go over about the E3 conference. Is it a conference? The E3
Extravaganza.
Yeah. What is it? What is it?
It's
about.
It's a conference.
People just call it E3.
Expo. It's an exposition.
It's an exposition. But then if you say the E3 exposition, you're saying the electronics entertainment exposition.
Well, it's kind of like saying an ATM machine. It's like, no, that's just calling an automatic teller machine.
Okay, anyway, we've got a lot to talk about with E3. So what have we been playing this week, guys?
I bought a PS4 finally.
Will bought a PS4.
I finally got a PS4. I traded in my Xbox, and you guys know how long I've been waffling on this decision. It is the best decision I have.
So what have you played first?
Made.
What did you decide to?
I picked up The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, and the Uncharted collection.
Is the operating system on the PS4 objectively better than the Xboxes? Because the Xbox one pisses me off, but I haven't had to deal with PS4 in a long time.
I like it better. It's got its same wonky quirks, but it's good. I like it. I enjoy it. It's really smooth.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, they do have really good exclusives.
Yeah, they do. Chris, what have you been up to?
The main thing I've been playing recently is Hyrule Warriors. Have you guys ever played any Dynasty Warriors before?
I played Dynasty Warriors 4, like 2 on PlayStation 2, I think.
When you were 2?
4.
Yeah, when I was 2.
No, so this is Dynasty Warriors, but with a Hyrule or a Zelda skin on it. And it's really just satisfying to play. Like, you'll kill 4,000 creatures in like a map in over like a 15 to 20 minute time span. Yeah. It's just very satisfying, like doing the combos, and it's just,
I love that shit.
Really fun to just watch this sea of creatures just plow through them. It's awesome.
My question with games like this everywhere. Is like, do you feel like it's easy or like too easy to enjoy?
What do you mean too easy to enjoy?
That's a weird statement.
Well,
is this like, too easy to have fun?
Stay with me. Like, people say that sometimes Dark Souls is too hard to enjoy. Like, it's just too difficult and they feel like they can't get into it. Whereas a game that's maybe too easy, on the easier side, you lose interest in because there's no challenge.
So
yeah, the first people are right.
So this game is easy to get into, and there's an addictive kind of cycle where you're like a reward cycle that kind of keeps you going. And there are some times that it gets difficult, but I wouldn't say it's challenging, if that makes sense. Yeah. And they may do a really good job of going to checkpoints and being able to save right before where you might have messed up, so you don't lose a lot of time. Is
it more along the lines of like a D3 kind of satisfying?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, similarly, or like Vermintide 2 is kind of this similar thing.
Interesting. Anything else, Chris?
That was it. I really enjoyed that, though.
Okay. Daniel?
But I'm continuing my exploration into PS4 land too. I mean, as well as Fortnite because
Fortnite.
You got a PS4 too, Dan?
Oh,
he's had one.
Oh, that's right.
Did
Will
I just
hasn't
not
been
notice?
here for the last 3
6
weeks,
months,
so
yeah.
I got a PS4.
Will,
right.
Trump is president.
What?
Yeah,
Sky's still blue.
Sky's still blue.
All restaurants are Taco Bell now?
David Bowie died a while ago. I don't know if you were here for that.
Sad day.
That was sad. But no, I'm continuing my trope. So I finished. I'm 88% complete God of War. It's because the only thing I have left is like collecting shit.
Are you gonna platinum it?
Takes. It's somewhere. That's an internal debate I'm having right now. Is whether I want to do that or not. But I've transitioned into the next like PS4. Hey, you got to play this game. So I'm playing The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And it's good. I mean, I can see why whenever it came out, it won so many awards because like the story and the characters are just very compelling. And the gameplay is very tight for what it is. I can definitely tell there's been a lot of copycats since then.
Interesting.
Do you have examples?
Like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider had used a lot of the same.
Wasn't
or the
first
the
Tomb Raider
remaster
before that?
I don't think
Was
so.
it?
I think
don't
the
think
first
so.
Tomb
Last
Raider
of Us?
refresh was after. Let me check. So The Last of Us came out in 2013, June 2013, and Tomb Raider, the new version.
The newest, the reboot of Tomb Raider came out in 2013.
Whoa! What? Wait, what was the release date?
March 5th.
March, April, May, June. So The Last of Us was a little bit later than Tomb Raider. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah. But the developments
they
would have
did it
been
better.
concurrent, so.
Yeah, it would have been about the same kind of area. But I mean, it's like, zombie stealth shooter / survival game. And it's really good. The characters are very, definitely very interesting. And the world they crafted, like, not just the normal kind of like zombies, but with the,
Does it feel like it's like the Telltale Walking Dead, but with more control?
But with more shoosting?
Yeah.
Not really, because the characters are very different. Like,
Okay.
it's because it takes place 20 years after the initial outbreak, right? So that basically means like there's been a long time where like everyone's gotten used to it, where The Walking Dead starts like outbreak, here it is,
Yeah.
So it's like it's a different mentality. It's like we know what the bad stuff is and how to avoid it. It's just like the dealing with the people kind of stuff.
All right. So I'm going to talk about what I played this past week now.
Oh yeah, we got to do that.
So I've been playing a lot of Vermintide 2 lately, which
Nice.
is really
Yeah, you have.
super fun.
Yeah, it is.
Especially with Frains. And also I've been playing some of Mario Tennis Aces, which just came out a couple days ago. And that's been fun too. I feel really bad at game. Like, I picked up Dark Souls 3 again recently, and I feel more punished by Mario Tennis Aces than I feel by Dark Souls.
What?
Well, you're probably better at
Wow.
Dark Souls than Mario Tennis.
I mean,
Yeah, I was going to
that's
say,
prob-
you haven't been playing
that's
lots of
probably
tennis
true,
games.
but
So.
I've played maybe like 5 or 6 online matches for Mario Tennis Aces, and guess how many I've won?
6.
I'm going to say 2. It looks like he's gesticulating to a 0 number.
Yeah, no, I was really just pantomiming beating off. But yes, no, none. I've won 0 games.
We know what the listeners want, guys. We know what they
I've
want.
won 0 games, and it's really hard to sort of, get up the old gumption to try again. I don't know if I can.
It's tough. You just get back on that horse, man.
Yeah. Sorry about it.
Once you fall off, just get back on.
Sorry about all the penis analogies. All right, let's move on. Topic number 1 this week. We're going to try and get through all the big E3 shit. So there's a lot of stuff out there. I want to start with the biggest of the big, the announcements by EA. slash BioWare. And
Are those the biggest ones?
what? No.
It sounds subjective to me. I don't know.
I just mean like the biggest company. I don't mean the biggest announcement.
I'm pretty sure Microsoft's the biggest company.
Okay, that might be true.
And I think Ubisoft had some of the.
All right,
bigger
let me try this again. We're gonna start with EA. That is the most evil company that presented at E3.
Are we doing this by most evil to least evil?
Yes, most evil to least evil. Is how
So Nintendo's at the bottom. Wait, is Nintendo
no,
at the
Nintendo
bottom?
is like number 2 on the evil list.
No. I'm pretty sure Sony or Microsoft or Square are next.
Maybe
Microsoft.
Ubi.
Who knows?
Maybe Microsoft. All right, but anyway, EA. There are some fairly big announcements from EA and some cool gameplay from Anthem. Have you guys been paying attention to the Anthem stuff?
Meh.
Well, okay, so Anthems is a shared world shooter. It's coming out for PlayStation 4 and Windows and Xbox One. And it's basically like everybody is some version of Iron Man, and there are giant things to kill.
Look at all these big things I can murder.
So it's EA slash BioWare's Destiny.
Yeah, it's EA.
Basically,
that's a good way to put it. But did you guys watch the trailer? Have you?
I've watched some gameplay footage.
Yeah. I think the gameplay looks super solid. I don't know. Chris is like completely nonplussed, but I'm actually kind of excited for this.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I like the jetpack kind of like the flight-ish mentality that they have with the world. That's kind of interesting.
So it makes it looks like the environments are really vertical, and the jetpacks. I always think that sometimes games forget about that. Just moving around the world is really important in terms of like feeling like a part of it and feeling interested in the game. And it looks like traversing in this environment is going to be pretty interesting. So, and also shooting things that make numbers pop up and then the numbers get bigger and bigger is always really nice. I do enjoy that. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's nice whenever you can see your damage get better.
Yeah. And it looks like they have a pretty fleshed out class system. There's like tanks, DPS, maybe some support. There's like a science magic mech that you can use. It just looks like it's checking all the boxes, and it's not going to have loot boxes.
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask. Yeah, is it like, do you think that it's too close to some of those games? Like, wasn't there another one that was supposed to come out? Wasn't like Brink supposed to be kind of the same thing?
A long time ago.
Brink was
a
class shooter. It was a class shooter. Yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
But to answer your question, yes, there are a lot of these things now, like The Division, Destiny. The shared world shooter genre is definitely one that's up and coming. But I feel like Destiny and The Division are the other two big contenders, and they're both either getting some big DLC or sequels, which we'll talk about later. But they also both have a really difficult history. Yeah, like Destiny keeps letting people down, and The Division made a big splash, but then had a really big fall off because when it came out, there wasn't a lot of great endgame content. And
but it ended strong.
Yeah, they've since made some really big strides, and that looks good for Ubi. But we're still really waiting for somebody to get the shared world shooter right the first time.
There you go. Say that 10 times.
Shared.
Nope, failed. You failed. All right, moving on.
I'm just gonna go back to drinking.
That's a good plan.
Any other thoughts about Anthem?
No.
Okay. Game Brew.
See, that's kind of
Game Brew is
that
not
kind of
impressed.
speaks a little bit to the game.
Okay.
Like,
all right. That's fine. That's fine.
By itself,
and
though.
like a couple other things that EA is doing. They're bringing out like their standard FIFA, Madden, refreshes. Whatever.
They're doing another year of FIFA and Madden.
I know.
Oh my god.
Dan, Madden is coming to PC.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Shut
That's actually about time, though.
To be fair, like I do enjoy playing some Madden every so often, but like I don't need to, I'm not one of those people that gets it every year. Like I'll get one when it's in like the $5 bin at GameStop. Like that's a couple years old, and it satisfies me. It gives me let's play some football, but like I don't need the newest.
Madden 2008 is still like my favorite Madden game. So I mean, I haven't played one since then. Or I have in like college. I tried to play some with my roommates, and I was like, I can't really do this. It's just not. There's too many. Got to hit the hit stick.
I know a lot of people really like FIFA, but like,
I got. What did I pick up? I think I picked up FIFA 2017, and I like it. I have it on Switch. It's good.
Yeah.
I am totally still satisfied by Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was good. The only soccer I like is fucking Mario Super Strikers.
Nice.
And that's about it.
Or
Nice.
Rocket League. You like Rocket League?
That doesn't count as soccer.
That's
different.
that is like honestly, I feel like Rocket League is closer to soccer than FIFA.
I don't know how about that.
Okay. Anyways.
Anyways,
That's not a game. That is not a game.
Rocket League is closer to what I wish soccer actually were, because I was the fat kid who, like, FIFA's realistic for me because I don't know how to, like, steal the ball and stuff. I can't do that stuff. But on Rocket League, I feel like a badass. I can do everything. But FIFA, I'm like
okay, so here's something that might get y'all excited. Was anybody interested in the announcement for Jedi Fallen Order?
I mean, I love Star Wars shit.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
So what they say, I mean, they didn't say a whole lot about it.
They did not.
But they said it's supposed to take place between Star Wars episodes 3 and 4. Jedi, The Force Unleashed. They kind of did that, which was like post episode 3. It was basically like Starkiller started the rebellion or whatever.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed is no longer canon, though. Am I right?
No,
It was never
it's
canon,
not.
I don't think.
It's not. It was never canon. But this is kind of interesting. I really hope it kind of follows because the Jedi Outcast series was really cool. You ever play any of those?
No.
I've played briefly. I remember at a really young age, and I think that came out of Dark Forces.
Oh, yeah.
I remember having a demo for Dark Forces when I was really young.
Dark Forces was
That
cool.
game was hard.
It was hard.
That game was so good.
But it was, but I really like Jedi Outcast. So I think hopefully, I mean, this will be a little bit newer. I'm going to assume it'll probably be a slash, like a hack and slash, like thing. It would be really cool if it was like a Devil May Cry-ish sort of combo.
So what I thought was interesting is that it's being developed by Respawn, and Respawn is most famous for Titanfall and Titanfall 2, which I thought were both. The first one was a really great just PvP shooter, and the second one had such an incredible single player campaign, and also was a really great multiplayer shooter. But they both did not do terribly well.
They were horribly underrated. They were great.
Yeah.
See, but those came out at really bad times for. Well, I mean, the one was a release title, so once Titanfall came out and it was like, oh, it's really cool, but then other stuff started coming out, so people started playing that. Titanfall 2 came out at the same time, and a bunch of Call of Duties came out too.
Yeah, but it was so much better than Call. I still have a soft spot in my heart for Titanfall 2.
Me too.
It's so good. But it's interesting because it's I don't know, because it's a game where you are a Jedi, which doesn't necessarily lend itself to shoosting.
It could be definitely interesting.
Anyway.
And real quick before we move on from EA, they're doing Battlefield 5. It's going to have a Battle Royale. Shocker, I guess.
What? Oh no, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Put the surprise music here.
It's Battlefield, so I mean, DICE usually does a good job. But
I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if their Battle Royale became the Battle Royale.
Could.
I really think
I would be all right with that. They do great
I
work.
really think that has potential to take over.
I think by the time it comes out, Battle Royale is going to be over.
Whoa!
It could be as a thing.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Stan making some bold predictions.
I hope that Dan is correct. Like, I've been eating lima beans long enough. I'm ready for some black beans.
All right. Speaking of fava beans,
I ate her liver with a nice candy and some fava beans.
speaking of candy, actually is a better transition because wine in France. Let's talk about Ubisoft.
Nice.
Boom!
Let's talk about Ubisoft. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey was a big thing. This is the next Assassin's Creed game coming out a year after Assassin's Creed Origins, which was based in Egypt. So one of the big things that I noticed was that if you watch the trailer for Odyssey, it shares a lot of the same resources as Origins, which is a normal Ubisoft thing to do, and it's smart. But I also just kind of like, come on, guys.
I could see myself picking up Odyssey where I haven't played Origins just because I'm more interested in that history.
Yeah.
But
history.
Nerd,
What?
right?
Nerd.
They also talked about. Do you guys have anything else to say about Sasso Credo?
Couple things about this actually that I thought was
No,
interesting.
they need to stop. That's what I need to say.
There were no assassin blades in the trailer for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting.
There were no assassin blades at all. And also, in place of that, there was something called the Blade of Leonidas, which is like it looks like the tip of a spear, like the broken off spearhead that he was using to like murder or assassinate people, which I thought was kind of a cool little change up. And if they do an Assassin's Creed game with no assassins, that might be really cool.
Well, they kind of did that with 3, like at the beginning of it, where you were like, surprise, you're actually playing
as a Templar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god, that
It's
game!
like a 5-year-old game.
Come on, PlayStation 3.
Guys, I just got to be in there.
All right,
at least I did it.
Let's
But
move on from
anyways,
Assassin's
there's another Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft actually has my most anticipated game from E3,
Really?
believe it or not.
Go
What is
on.
that?
Which one?
Yeah, and it's my most anticipated because I know I will enjoy the experience. I'll be able to sit down and have fun, especially if I have friends to play with me.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
There's plenty of other things that I hope will be better, like Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm really, really excited for The Division 2, because The Division was mediocre, but I had so much fun with that, especially when we were all on playing at the same time, and I really have some high hopes that they're going to take that feedback and fix some shit. I really want them to have a great, great experience and a better content.
It seemed like, I mean, we've talked about this before with The Division, like, it seemed like they learned a lot over time with that game, and if they implement the new game in a way that the old game is currently, it could be really good. And it'll have a big player
I hope
base.
so.
Here's my concern with The Division 2. I'm worried that it's just going to be
More Division.
well. The problem with The Division, in my mind, is not necessarily that there wasn't like enough content. It's that the content they dropped originally was so incredibly samey. There is basically nothing to do in that game except for shoot people and pick stuff up. And that's just not enough. It's just not enough for a modern video game, especially when even the shooting itself is so the same. It's like you can have a gun that shoots faster or a gun that shoots slower, but even in a game like Destiny, where it's basically shoot things or pick stuff up, you have this incredible variety of weapons that feel meaningfully different. And like even the same weapon
powers, type feels different.
And powers, and then like superpowers. And in The Division, it was like you can throw grenades and you can shoot, and like that was it.
I kind of feel that, but
you know what? You may have just figured out the love song or pirate song version of video games. It's either kill stuff or pick stuff up. That's the 2 types of video games.
But even still, as mediocre as that experience was, it was so much fun when we were all on together playing as a group, and that tactical strategery, you know? It's what you've got when you're playing with your home dogs. And I just really hope that they beef it up so that it's enjoyable for a more long-term experience.
Can the Ubisoft stuff that I watched, the one thing that I was actually kind of cool, I thought was really cool, the 11%, it's getting there.
Words.
They showed a little bit, it was a more of extended, it was still a cinematic trailer, but for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm really excited for that. I mean, Beyond Good and Evil, I mean, that was a great game whenever it came out, and that came out on like the GameCube or like
it's like mid 2000s, right?
That was like a long time ago, but like I still have fond memories of playing that game. So
I watched this trailer, and I didn't even play the original Beyond Good and Evil, which I feel ashamed to say, but it's true.
Gotta do it, man.
I watched this trailer, and I cared more about those characters in that trailer in like the 3 minutes that it took to watch it than I care about the characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I've literally probably spent days watching. Like there was just,
I'm not going to go that far.
There was just so much. There was so much like detail and personality, and like there was just something about it that it really made me care about those characters in a way that I don't care about a whole lot of other characters that I probably should. I was really impressed.
I'm just interested. I want to see, like, I want to know, is the game going to be the same kind of action platformer it used to be? That's kind of what I'm more interested in. But I don't know if it's going to be a while before we see that.
We saw a little bit of gameplay at last year's E3, if you'll recall, where it was like, was basically just like, hey, here's the engine and how the engine works. This is what we're planning on doing with it. So we'll see. It looks really compelling. I hope they can live up to their cinematic trailer.
Yes.
All right. Who else do we have on tap for developers? Let's talk about Square.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's it. Moving on.
I mean,
that's
did they mention anything else about the remaster of 7? Final Fantasy
they
7?
showed some more stuff from it, but I mean, like, it's still in development. I think I think they mentioned that they just like delved in a little bit more into like how it's going to be episodic instead of it being like a full game.
It's going to be terrible. Let's just let it go.
I don't think they'll allow it to be terrible.
It's going to be terrible.
It'll be terrible. It's not going to be terrible. It's just going to be weird. Like, it's going to be the same thing that we keep seeing with a lot of these remasters where it's like they try and break it up into smaller chunks, or they try and make us pay a whole bunch of money just to keep playing it. Like Nintendo, like you started freaking out about Nintendo the last time because they keep releasing stuff on that. I'm not going to, don't open up that box of worms. Close that can of worms.
After the half.
They're releasing another Tomb Raider. They're doing another Just
one.
Cause, which apparently Just Cause, I haven't played Just Cause 3, but apparently that was really good.
Really?
Dude,
that's what I've heard.
It's great.
I heard it's like a really fun sandbox game.
For an open world like sandbox game, you can do a lot of crazy shit. It's great.
That's always been the cool thing about Just Cause, is that it's just crazy shit on top of crazy shit.
And then you can go when this will make Ian and Will happy, I believe. They're doing, the developer of Nier Automata is doing another game as well called Babylon's Fall.
Yay!
Chris, did you see when I raised my hand a minute ago?
No, I didn't.
Do you have any idea what I was going to say?
No.
It was that.
Was it that?
It was that.
Sorry, we're just so used
Chris,
to
you apologize. You
it's fine. It's fine.
You need a better apology.
Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right. I had it written down, did my research, had it looked up everything. No, it's fine.
Was it on the script?
I don't have an Xbox anymore.
Why does that matter if it's on the Xbox?
No, that's just Will's answer to everything now. I don't have an Xbox anymore.
Will, did you pay the taxes?
I don't have an Xbox anymore.
I don't have an Xbox anymore.
I don't have an Xbox anymore.
Hey, I would just like to say I bought a PS4 and
when you're pulled over for speeding. Oh, sorry, I don't have an Xbox anymore.
There is a JRPG for Switch coming out that I think kind of looks pretty cool.
Wait a second. Are we changing developers here?
No. This is still
talking
Square.
about Octopath Traveler?
Octopath Traveler, yeah.
Yeah. There was.
Oh yeah, that's.
I think it looks like it's got some serious potential for anyone who's into JRPGs.
It has potential. I played the demo a couple months back, and I'm a little worried about it. I'm worried about it because it has like, it does this thing where it's basically like the same game but through 8 different characters' eyes, and I don't think
I get
Octopath.
I got
Octopath.
Oh.
And I don't think that. I'm worried that they're not going to be able to make that repeated content as compelling as they think it's going to be.
Okay.
Nier Automata pulled it off, but I'm not sure these guys.
I guess I gotta play this Nier Automata.
Dude.
Near a tomato game.
Near a tomato.
the nearest to a tomato I get to is to Tomato Town in Fortnite. So
that's fairly close to a tomato.
It's near a tomato.
All right.
Or pizza.
Speaking of Fortnite.
I love pizza.
Speaking of Fortnite, it's out for Switch.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what Nintendo started doing.
I love when they do shit like that. Like,
let me just tell you, the entire Rot's apartment can now play Fortnite all at one time with our multitude of systems.
Devices.
Yeah,
all right.
I play on my PC. Brad's on Xbox. Jen's on the Switch. It's great.
Okay, so that's the first half of our show. When we come back, we're going to touch base with the rest of Nintendo's very cool announcements and some other great developers, Bethesda, Sony, Microsoft. So stick with us. We'll be back in a sec. right, hello and welcome back to the second half of the Game Brew Podcast, episode 33. We are talking about the E3 Expo. We are talking about E3, which has Expo in its thing, so we don't actually say E3 Expo.
You broke it. You broke the rule.
But first, we need to check in with our beers. So, how we doing with the beers, Dan? You seem quite inebriated. You're drinking.
Yep.
You're drinking Blue Ribbon. You switched to Blue Ribbon.
I'm out of clown shoes, so now I have Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Well, and you know it's good because it's got a blue ribbon.
It does. It even says like it's the original. Like, hey, no other beer has a blue ribbon, so fuck you, other beers.
You know it does have a blue ribbon? Bread.
What?
Bread?
Isn't there a blue ribbon bread?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, beer is
PBR
basically,
is basically
bread.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's what it is.
Chris, what about you, man?
The second half of this Dan cast is going to be really not intelligible, just so you know.
I picked up 2 6-packs. And so the other one I wanted to try was called Baked Goods. It had a much more fun name, and it's a hoppy pale ale.
Oh.
And it's fine. It's not. It's good. It's not like exciting though. I guess I prefer the mango kolsch. The mango kolsch is very good and distinctive.
Cool. Will, are you feeling better about the cakes in space, or are you still upset that they're cupcakes and not regular cakes?
It's good. I'm still upset about that, but it is a better IPA than what I'm used to, you know?
Is it twice as good?
I let my girlfriend try some.
Twice as good.
And she made the same exact face that I make when I try grapefruit, and that is... Ugh.
How often are you?
I hope that you like
into
cut the grapefruit in half.
It is very much still an IPA.
Yeah.
I just don't like grapefruit.
You know you're supposed to remove the outside of the grapefruit, or just eat the innards, right?
It's the whole grapefruit that
no, but
tastes
that's what I'm trying to tell you is you don't eat the whole grapefruit.
It's the whole thing. No, it's bad.
Grapefruits are bad. Like in general, he's right. He's very right.
But what about loose cannon?
Step 1, peel grapefruit. Step 2, put directly in toilet.
Who puts a grapefruit in their toilet?
Yeah.
Someone who wants to pay a lot of plumbers.
And let's see. My Undead Party Crasher is still really fucking good. I sat down and I was like, I am not going to drink this whole 750. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be responsible with my evening, and I'm going to drink this whole thing.
Yep.
It's real good.
Dude, I drank my whole 750 like halfway through the first half of the podcast.
I know. You're like
25%.
You're like Danny Two Hammered right now.
Whoa. Too soon.
Too soon. Too soon. He hasn't showed up yet.
All right.
I hope he doesn't. That guy's fucking
he's an asshole.
Like destructive.
All right. So when we left off, we were just getting into Nintendo stuff. So Nintendo, we already talked about. Can't talk. Nintendo, we already
have a
talked
Switch.
about.
This is good.
Fortnite has been released for Switch, so if you want to play that, that's there. There is also a little indie title that Nintendo was talking about called Super Smash Brothers.
Yo, that's going to be sweet.
You guys heard about this?
I'm so excited.
I mean, it's not very well known, but I think people are really going to like it. On the real, I think it's really cool that they're bringing back all the characters, like
it's
all the characters.
Yeah, basically that's great because everyone's got a favorite. I mean, like, who's your favorite Smash Brothers character?
My go-to Smash Brother character is actually Link.
Nice. Okay,
Chris,
who's yours?
Captain Falcon.
I was going to say something.
Captain Falcon. Falcon punch. Yeah. Will, do you have a Smash Brothers?
DK.
Nice.
Donkey Kong.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy him.
I'm a Ganondorf fan. Like, he's kind of like it's Captain Falcon, but slower
and heavier
and more power. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I can dig that.
I schooled a bunch of my students in a Super Smash Brothers tournament with Ganondorf, and they were like, "How did you do that, Mr. Dan?" I was like, practice.
I also think it's really cool that they're bringing in some like more characters or like some other characters from other things.
Ridley. Snake's been in.
Snake's been in. Yeah.
He was in the last one.
Ridley's a new one. I think
Mega Man's
coming back.
Coming back, rather. Sorry, excuse me. Pac-Man's coming in.
Cloud. Which is really cool.
I'm sad that Waluigi's still not coming in. Poor Waluigi.
Listen, I don't understand. I don't know this whole Waluigi
It's just
meme.
everyone else is in there. Like they brought in Ridley, but they can't bring in Waluigi. Like
Just watch. After the outcry, they're going to be like, "Okay, Waluigi's in there." Jesus.
Do you guys hear about what the other outcry about this was? About the characters?
What is it?
Is that Snake's butt got nerfed?
I saw that. Yes.
So
I did.
What?
It's not as bodacious.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's quite flat.
Everybody knows that Solid Snake has a bodacious behind quarters.
They gave him the Tracer treatment?
No, he's even flatter than Tracer in the asshole region.
No.
Yeah.
That's not canon. That is not canon.
There's a lot of outcry.
It's not even canon.
I really think that when the game comes out, they will have fixed it.
The other thing Nintendo's doing, though, is they're putting out a Super Mario Party.
Thank God. It's about time.
That's how I feel about all of this. Like, Nintendo Switch should have had a Smash Brothers and a Mario Party basically on release, but they did not.
Well, and particularly Mario Party because it's
like built
easy for anyone to play it.
Yeah,
anyone can play Mario Party.
Built for Mario Party.
Yeah, that's what Switch is for. Is for playing anything, anywhere with all your friends. And so, yeah, it's about time.
It's about time.
It's about time.
It's about time. Yeah. And there was a new teaser trailer for Metroid 4. Oh, wait. No, there wasn't because Metroid
there wasn't.
It'll come out. It better come out.
I really hope so.
I think they did tease. I don't know if they said much about it, but I think they're bringing like one of the flagship Pokemons to it the next time around.
Yeah, but again, finally, like Pokemon Quest. What the fuck is this shit? Give me a Pokemon game.
Isn't it? So the Pokemon they're bringing back is the one that's being developed by Game Freaks, which is the one who did the original Pokemon games.
And like they had before the Switch came out, they had Sun and Moon come out for 3DS.
Yeah.
So like they already had that development timeline, and they have to build a whole new engine for the Switch probably.
I mean I get that. And here's the other thing. If I'm being forgiving of Nintendo, if you think back to when we started this podcast, we were talking about the Switch pre-release. We had no idea if it was going to work or not. There were serious concerns that after the Wii U flop, if Nintendo did not sell well with its next console, that it might get out of the console business.
Yep.
So the reality is that they probably didn't have a lot of developers working on things just because they weren't sure that they could make money doing that.
Probably, yeah.
So anyway, but I still don't forgive them.
I mean, it takes a while to develop a new game, especially if you need to build for a new console.
It's true, but I want more now.
Well, it'll get there. But
I want it all.
But I think that Smash and Mario Party are in the right direction for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. But those are the IPs that Nintendo knows they have. Like if they come out, like I said earlier, I loved Super Mario Strikers. If they come out with a new Strikers game, I will buy it immediately. Like no delay. I will go buy that game because I love it.
Yeah.
So much.
I'm trying to think if there was any other big news for Nintendo stuff. I know that there's
Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, but that's
that came out, but
that's a mobile game that's been out for a while.
Hooray, mobile game on your blah.
Yeah. Mario Rabbids Kingdom is getting an expansion from Ubi. Yeah, you know what? Well, that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. I mean, that's okay. That's pretty nice because, more stuff.
Wasn't there a rumbling for Mother 3 as well? Like a small hint or something?
There was... I feel like it wasn't at E3, but people were talking about Mother 3.
Well, and Nintendo does a weird thing where they don't have an actual, conference. Like, they don't have a whole, 1 hour or 90-minute thing like the rest of them do. They just kind of have random announcements during E3.
Yeah.
In the Nintendo treehouse.
So, to confirm, there was no official announcement about Mother 3. Somebody asked a question about whether or not it was in development, and the dude, Reggie, Filsamy? I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, of course.
Said, when we have something to announce, we will. So
that's basically nothing.
Neither confirmed nor denied.
He didn't say if. He said when.
But who knows?
Who knows? All right, moving on. Chris, I'm going to let you talk about Bethesda for about 25 minutes. So I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Everyone can go take a nap.
Yeah, y'all have fun.
So Bethesda talked about a lot of stuff. They let off with their kind of smaller, like not smaller, but like their, yeah, I guess smaller. But they're not really small. Like they're coming out with a new Doom to follow up the remake, or not remake, but like
the Doom, the recent release of Doom.
Yeah, which was awesome. So they're coming out with another Doom, which is great. I think they're coming out with another from the same company. Wolfenstein.
Oh, ID.
Wolfenstein, yes.
I believe they're coming out with another
No,
Wolfenstein.
yeah, I did see they were doing that. But those are good. Those are good IPs. Like
Will, I feel like these are right up your alley.
Yeah, those.
I've tried them. I've just always been underwhelmed.
Have you played the new ones?
Dude, play the new one.
They're really good.
If you haven't played the new one, play the new one because you will love it.
Also, the new Doom is really good.
The new Doom is so good.
I'll try them. I'll try anything once.
They announced their first new IP in 25 years.
Is this Starfield?
This is Starfield.
Okay, so
go ahead.
I am a sucker for anything in space.
I know you are.
Yep.
We know you are. Remember that whole episode of the show we had about space?
Where I just talked about space the whole time?
Yeah, the space.
Games weren't spacey enough for you.
I'm in space.
That sounds like something I would say.
But I mean, really, like...
You did. It's on record.
For, like, Fallout in space, I could get into... Like, it's going to be kind of... Like, I hope in my head it's going to be something like Fallout meets Mass Effect or something like that, which could be really cool.
That strikes me as kind of like a Han Solo type game.
If they're releasing a space game and it's called Starfield and it's Fallout in space, I would be angry, only because if you're going to call it Starfield and talk about games in space, there need to be spaceships that I can fly around.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's... Yeah. But, I assume they're going to be using the same engine they've been using for decades, so... unless they change anything with Gamebryo, like... I mean, they might be able to, who knows? They could have... I hope they're working on a new engine, because this is the same engine they've been using for all of their games since Morrowind. Which is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
It's also kind of speaks to how good that engine is,
well,
though.
Yeah, and it was mind-blowing at the time, but like...
Yeah.
But what is that? Morrowind was 20 years ago?
Not 20. It was...
I was not.
It was
I was
like
not
less than
8
15.
whenever that came out.
Less than maybe 15. It was in the early to mid 2000s, I believe. Early 2000s.
16 years ago, ladies and gents.
So, I mean, I think that could be cool. It's another place for them to go. So they have their fantasy, their Fallout, and then they finally teased Elder Scrolls 6, which they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the most analyzed, 30 seconds of anything probably of all time. But like...
It's like, hey, look at these mountains and this ocean.
Just
also,
put,
Elder Scrolls 6. It was just a video of them flying over Ireland, and they just put Elder Scrolls 6
You know
on
what?
it.
The thing is, if they had even just announced the name, which would be the region of Tamriel, then people would have gone crazy. There would have been all this positive press about it, but they didn't even do that.
They could be... Maybe they're trying to save that because they want that to be a huge reveal.
Maybe.
You know, I would rather them just... This is another topic which you don't really need to get into, but I would rather them just announce a title for a game rather than this teaser crap. Because the teasers could be anything. Literally, it could be something for anything. I'm really glad we're getting that, but I didn't even bother keeping up with E3 in live time. I did it all after the fact this year because I wanted to just go to the developers and sort of pick and choose what I was interested in, you know?
I mean...
I'm glad we're getting it.
It was one of those things that everyone knew it was coming, and they were just confirming that, yes, they're working on it. So it didn't really... It didn't move the needle any... As far as what we know, it's like everyone knew we were going to get Elder Scrolls 6. Just were like, yeah, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. That's it.
Don't tell me you're cooking chicken until the chicken's almost ready.
Chris, remind me, but the Bethesda announcement from we are working on this to we release it is usually pretty short, right?
I think in this case it's not going to be, but like when they did Fallout 4, they not released it later that year. They're doing the same thing with Fallout 76, which is releasing this year as well, but which is going to be a different kind of game. Moving into Fallout 76. Which I think it could be a really fun game, but like I'm not sure what it's being developed by, I think, Battlecry down in Texas. So they're using a lot of the art directors or like the artist direction from the Maryland office, but they're having Battlecry do the actual heavy lifting for that game.
But no, it does look very interesting. Like, I honestly initially was like, no, I don't want to play this. It's kind of stupid that it's not like the normal Fallout. But then I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It's like a you versus me, and we have to collect stuff and do things quickly with a team. Kind of, yeah, it could be cool.
I'm reserving.
What?
You're
reserving
area.
it?
I'm not reserving. I'm reserving my thoughts.
Oh my God, Chris, you gave me a heart attack. I was like, don't reserve something.
I've stopped doing that. I don't do that anymore. But I think it could be really cool. I'm really excited to play it with people. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna play it with people, and I think it's gonna be a fun experience. I just don't know how great of a game it's gonna be. It could potentially be like The Division, where it's a lot of fun to play with someone, but it's not. Doesn't have a lot of replayability.
Yeah, by yourself. Well, but also if it's like every instance is different because it's like only a one instance thing you do, like that's the kind of that's what we need to see. We don't know that yet, so
yeah, there's a lot of questions with that game, and it
like why?
Cool.
And then the last thing they had was they're releasing. It is an Elder Scrolls game, but it is not a numbered game. So it's going to be a free mobile game called Elder Scrolls Blades, and it's coming out also for all platforms, I'm pretty sure. And it looks kind of enjoyable. I feel like it'll scratch that Elder Scrolls itch until 6 comes out. They have a lot of the stuff they kind of learned, I guess, from ESO. Well, so like you can build your town and different stuff like that. And it's a watered down RPG combat experience, but it could be cool.
Is it going to be like an Infinity Blade situation?
Infinity Blade?
The mobile like sword chopper game?
I don't know that game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Get in the mobile market, Ian. God damn it.
All right, that's what okay.
So angry. Sorry.
He's lashing out.
It's not you, it's Sophia.
It could scratch an itch, I'm sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Let's go ahead and move on and talk about some really cool stuff that Sony is doing.
Okay, what are those things that Sony's doing that's really cool?
You tell me.
The new Spider-Man game looks awesome.
Yeah, they talked about that for the last 2 years.
It's
everything. Like, I want to know something new. Actually, here's a challenge. Did they talk about anything new this year?
Last of Us 2.
We knew that,
but that was last year too.
Yep.
But Spider-Man.
There was the new what's it called? The new From Software game that they're coming out with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not Neo, but Neo.
It is. It's Japan.
No.
It's like
It's not. This is not Neo. Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like Tenchu Stealth Assassins, which was an amazing PS1 title, I think. Yeah.
Wait, is this a game that Will is excited about?
I think so. I mean, it's samurais, dude.
It's like samurai ninjas killing people on the sly.
To be fair,
don't tell him. Don't tell him, Dan.
Just
let him be excited about it.
To be fair, there were like 3 samurai games that got announced at E3 this year. One was Ghost of Tsushima, which was the From Software one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other one was what was it called? Okay, actually, that's not the one I was talking about. Ghost of Tsushima is from Infamous, developer Sucker Punch. That's different. That is going to be more like an actual samurai game. There is one that From Software is developing, which is coming out. I don't know if that is specifically for Sony or not, but that one is coming out this next year, I think.
There was one, the Ghost of Tsushima is not the one that looks like It's not the one that looks like Tenchu. I'm trying to find the one that...
Ghost of Tsushima looks like Tenchu.
Shadows Die Twice
That's
is
the one I was talking about. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which looks like it's going to be amazing, actually.
Yeah, and that's the one where he's like got a crazy arm that can do crazy stuff. And
yeah, that's the one that's a little bit more like Tenchu, I think, where it's kind of like a stealthy
also
thing.
I fucking love the Tenchu games. Can I just say that
they're so good?
I just want to say that real quick so everybody knows, man. I love Tenchu. All right, end of tangent.
All right, anyway, so Sony is doing some cool things, but Chris is underwhelmed. Let's talk about Let's talk about small software, also known as Microsoft.
They're trying.
They're not even trying. Microsoft's biggest announcement was Cyberpunk 2077, and that is a CD Projekt Red game. Microsoft
let's push that off to the side. Microsoft doesn't have a lot of really good IPs.
They have nothing going on right now. They should be ashamed of themselves.
They have Halo and Gears.
Halo, who cares about Halo and Gears this day? This is a Fortnite.
People care about Halo and Gears.
No, this is a Fortnite generation. Halo and Gears are on their way out. Those IPs are going to be dead in 2 years. They need to figure out what the hell they're doing with their lives.
Yeah, no, Ian, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. But also, Microsoft still is porting themselves as an entertainment company. That's why, I
think they also had some stuff for 76 as well. Well, Fallout 76.
They did. Fallout 76. They had some stuff from Kingdom Hearts 3. They had some stuff from Turtle Beach, which was kind of interesting.
What was that about?
There's just new hardware that's coming out, like new Turtle Beach headsets and that kind of stuff, which, I mean, it's kind of meh, but it's also if you're an audiophile, then, that might be what it's about, I don't like watching a TV. I like wearing headphones. Well, here you go.
Okay, I have a question here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Microsoft purchased and sort of assimilated a bunch of other studios
they bought
into Microsoft, right? Sub-studios, if you will, sort of under the broader umbrella of Microsoft. Initiative, Undead Labs. They bought those, right?
Yes, they did. That's big. They really need that injection.
I mean, they did. That's a huge deal.
Very true.
Especially Ninja Theory, because they released
that's huge.
Hellblade last year, which I haven't played, but I'm interested in playing, and I've heard was very good.
They got a lot of awards.
Yeah. Ninja Theory was what else did they do?
Devil May Cry.
Heavenly Sword.
Devil May Cry.
They've got some legit stuff.
And Undead Labs, State of Decay 2, that's not a small deal.
I feel like that was an exclusive anyways.
Yeah, I feel like they've...
What's the parkour game with the zombies?
Dead by Day? Dying Light.
Dying Light
was good. 2. That's coming
Dying
out.
Light.
Dying Light is interesting because initially it had a lot of bugs and that kind of pissed people off. So Dying Light upon release was not great, but Dying Light later in its life had a big resurgence. So I think Dying Light 2 is going to have a very much like the Division 2 type of resurgence where people will buy it because they really like Dying Light later.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good when I played it. I didn't buy it immediately when it came out, but Dying Light was good at the end of it.
I mean, I think the only thing to really say about Microsoft is they're trying. They're making an effort with this exclusivities. And I think that the biggest thing that they've done is acquired these studios. That's the biggest deal of E3 for Microsoft. And that's really about as far as it goes. They're just striving for that exclusivity. And that's why I got away from the PS4.
Yeah, they desperately need it.
I wanted those really great exclusives that I wasn't getting on the Microsoft platform, and I'm at least glad to see that they're trying,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they desperately need exclusives that are good.
That's why PlayStation 4 is winning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they have two good game series, basically, that they've been riding for basically 10 years now. Gears and Halo.
Yeah.
What else a
little bit of Forza.
Forza's good. Forza is good. Forza's very good.
There's a whole different group of people who are Forza people. It's kind of like we have there's the FIFA and the Madden people. There's a Forza group, and they love their goddamn Forza
Well, and
games.
It's not even that. It's more like NBA 2K versus whatever that other NBA game. Not NBA Jam. There was another NBA game that got killed by NBA 2K. But they were basically up against Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
And I feel like Forza is better than Gran Turismo.
I only ever played the Gran Turismo games, but nonetheless, there is a really strong following for Forza. I think the green shoots, Will is right, of them purchasing companies that are going to do some really cool sort of like indie or unique things for them is going to be really big, because I really do think that Halo and Gears are at the latter end of their usefulness for Microsoft.
Yeah, Halo's really like reaching now.
Halo reach.
Halo's reaching.
Unintentional pun. Dan Strunk. But just because like I don't know what else can you pull out of the like. It's really just
show
like
us Master Chief's face. That's it. That's the last thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing we need, and then it's done. That's it.
All right. So last thing for this before we do our E3 highs and lows, we need to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. This is the new CD Projekt Red thing that's in development post The Witcher 3. The big revelation I feel like from E3 was that it's actually a first-person shooter. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's a big difference for them, considering all their other games have been third-person previously. Third-person
and not shooters. They've been like melee RPG things.
Have you seen any like gameplay videos yet? I haven't found any.
I think it was a closed. If I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a closed. But they said that it was the actual engine and not just a video.
Okay,
which is good.
Yeah, because I saw people saying they played it for like an hour, and that's impressive. I really want to see it. Like that's the problem. It's like I want to see the game.
I do too, and this is one of those games that I'm going to wait. I'm not going to pre-order this. I've learned my lesson too many times. I'm not dropping $50 and having another like Advent Rising situation back on Xbox.
That game was incredible. Fuck you.
Advent Rising was a fucking glorious piece of work.
Okay. In any case, I've learned my lesson many times, and I'm not dropping money on that, you know?
I mean, we're just glaring at Will.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
As a person who doesn't like to buy games at their $60 price, I agree with you, but I would say that I have pretty good faith in CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, they have yet to disappoint. If I may say so.
They're projecting up at this point. Like every game they've released has been better than the last. So
that's pretty huge.
They do great work. I am a person who gets my hopes up. I get really invested in something. I get my heart into it, and my expectations are high, and then just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I understand that.
Okay.
But I'm also very excited for it.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be excellent.
It looks like it's going to be incredible.
It could be. I think it's going to be like Deus Ex on steroids.
It's kind of like Blade Runner. It's kind of like Blade Runner and Deus Ex had a baby, and it was Cyberpunk 2077.
And then it had fucking spider claws in its arms.
and Geralt showed up and was just like, "I'm in here too. Gwent's here."
All right. So real quick before we head out, highs and lows from E3. Will, what were your highs?
My high still is, I swear it sounds ridiculous, but the Division.
I definitely don't think it's ridiculous.
And your low?
My low, I don't know that I really have one. Like I say, I didn't really dive into E3 a lot, just kind of on my own, If I had to pick a low, I would honestly say, probably Nintendo. I was not excited about anything on the Switch. I love my Switch. It didn't do it for me.
All right. Chris, highs.
So I'm kind of obviously I'm really excited for Cyberpunk 2077. Fallout 76 is going to be interesting. But I think the thing I'm most excited for is exactly the opposite of Will. I think that there's good content coming to the Switch. I'm excited for Smash, and I'm excited for Mario Party.
Nice. Very cool. And lows?
Sony.
just
in general.
They showed nothing. They showed that last year. What are you showing me? Like, I'm excited for Spider-Man, but I knew about that. I want to know what else is coming down the pipeline.
All right, Dan.
Let's see. Highs is gonna be Super Smash Brothers on the Switch. That's gonna be my high. and low is going to be anything from EA, because I don't know, they put a bad taste in my mouth.
Your trust.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can trust what they're going to do, because there's a new Star Wars property. I really hope it's going to be like, the Star Wars properties that have come out. Like, no, I really hope it's going to be like I hope it's going to take the property and use it the way it's supposed to be used. And I hope that it doesn't just become another Battlefront 2 scenario.
In a creative way.
Yeah, right.
And then my definite high was the man, we disagreed on everything. This is great. My definite high was watching the trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2, which was just incredible. And I think my lows are hard. I don't care about any of the Microsoft. I don't care about any of the Microsoft IPs. I care about Cyberpunk 2077, but again, that's CD Projekt Red. I don't care about Halo. I don't care about Gears. All right.
I don't care. I love it.
All right. Dan, did you was that your phone I just heard? Did you just get a text message?
Hold on. I'm outside your door. I don't recognize this number. Hold on one second.
Dan gets a lot of weird visitors and phone calls. People, man. Why do we hang out with him again?
No.
Remember
Go over there. Do not.
Oh, God.
Hey, yo, what's going on, my dudes?
Oh, who are you
guys doing?
Who are you? Who's
my God. Hey, you know who I am. It's Johnny Two Hammers.
Oh, damn. Johnny Two Hammers.
It's Johnny Two Hammers. Hey, listen, yo, my buddy. Hey, listen, I know you guys don't know who I am. Or some of you don't know who I am. My name is Johnny Two Hammers. Most people work with one hammer. I got two of them. Motherfucking the best shit ever, right?
How do you hold who holds the nail for you?
He doesn't need it.
How do you drive the nail?
Who needs nails when you got two hammers, dude? Come on.
What are you hammering?
It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. It just
anything
doesn't
you need
matter.
hammers.
Yeah, anything you need hammered, Johnny Two Hammers, boom, he's there. But listen, I have a buddy. He's a foreign exchange guy. I knew him in high school. He started coming out. His name was the mandatory fund commissioner, some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that guy.
Yeah, we know that guy. He's Australian.
Yeah, he's from Australia. Yeah, he's a weird dude. He's totally a weird dude. But he said, hey, go here, bother this motherfucker, and then he'll be like, yo, get out of my apartment, and you should ignore him and tell him to do some stuff. But I hear you guys, you guys is like, you like to play video games and some crap like that,
so
right?
Say.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, okay. So, listen, my nephew really loves this goddamn game he keeps playing. It's one of those Lego games,
Oh, yeah, I know this.
Like a Lego whatever, Lego this, Lego that, everything's Legos. You gotta punch some stuff, build some stuff, whatever. I don't know. I build a lot of things. I got these two hammers. What else are good for doing?
Right. And what point are you trying to hammer home here, Johnny?
Oh, sorry. I like that pun. That was a good pun. I like that pun. That was a good pun.
Would you say that I nailed it?
Okay, now you're getting a little too happy with the puns here, man. All right, I'm gonna have to tell you to chill out. All right. I don't want to tell you what happens when Johnny Two Hammers gets mad, but it
involves two hammers.
There are two hammers involved. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So anyway, he plays all these Lego games, right? I feel like I want to make you guys play some of these Lego games because they're kind of interesting, I don't play a lot of video games, but these seem like they could be fun, goddamn things to play.
So, what happens if we don't play them?
You know what happens to your face when two hammers hit it?
Blunt force trauma.
Nothing good. Nothing good. Blunt force trauma. You know what I'm saying? Teeth, blood, etc., etc.
All right, so if we played these games and then we maybe reported back to you on whether they were good or not, would that be okay with you, Johnny?
Yeah, maybe you keep all your teeth whenever you finish doing that, let's say you get maybe 4 hours. How's that sound? 4 hours of playing, these goddamn Lego games. How's that sound? You think you can do that?
I think I can do
You
that.
could probably handle that.
I think we can do that.
You think I can do that? Hey, what about you, Mr. Glasses over here? Can I like come over now? No, dude, you stay there. You stay right where you is. I like that dude with the glasses. Yeah, I totally like tied his arms and legs. He's like,
How'd you do that with two hammers?
he's like
in your hands?
crawling. Oh man, I got lots of tricks up my sleeves, dude.
They must be claw hammers.
All right, Johnny, we got it. Can you untie Dan, please?
Maybe. Oh, you know what? I'll untie him, and then you guys can figure out, what you want to do. He'll let me know what's going on. Isn't that right, Dan? Just leave me alone, please. All right. I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop. You know what's up. Here's a hammer 1, hammer 2. Peace out, Johnny. 2 hammers.
See you, Johnny.
Bango.
See you, Johnny.
Oh shit. Dan, are you okay?
Find him while I was gone.
I don't.
Don't
Oh
ask
my
questions.
God.
You've got some like serious wrist burns going on right now.
Man, these are not
Yeah,
good.
that's so Johnny says we've got to play some Lego games.
Really?
Yeah, he seeed pretty
God,
adamant
okay.
about it.
Guys, I really hate saying this, but I miss the mandatory fun commissioner.
All right, and that's it for our show this week. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, good night.
All right, good work.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No,
it was-
I do, but I don't know why you gave him a British accent. That's
Because
why.
he has a British accent.
It
Yeah,
is
he
Michael
does.
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. So you
Michael
got
Caine.
to Why do we fall down, Master Wayne?
Oh my god. Okay. So
Some men, Mr. Wayne, just want to see the world burn.
Why are you turning him into Sling Blade?
That's what he sounds
sounds like you sounded like a fucking hobbit. Dan sounds like Michael Caine.
I sound like Michael Caine.